Good day, context traders. Today is May 16, 2025. If you'd like to follow along on your charts, we are looking at the QQQ. Today we opened up in a position two situation here. We are dead in the middle of the range. Okay. So, right in the middle of the range, we have range up here, highs that we rejected out of yesterday. We have low range that we bounced out of at the end of day. We're opening right in the middle in no man's land. For me personally, this is a sit on hands type of situation. I'm looking for some potential opportunities to maybe catch this to the upside to catch a call if we get that opportunity. But I'm sitting on hands here. Okay. Let me sync my charts up so we can see what's going on. So, initial move does try to come in and fill some of this gap. We see it immediately start falling down. We start finding some support here on this 200 on the 1 minute chart. Uh, I thought there might be an opportunity for a call right in here at the time, but I didn't like how we still had this little bit of a gap down here to the close of the previous day, and we still had this rising 21. So nothing super compelling to me just yet. As this dropped in, caught this 21 on the 1 minute chart, started pushing back up. I tried my first trade of the day right here on bar open, and it came right up, turned and collapsed right back through the 200, and I had to exit defensively right here as it was breaking back below. So um, nearly break even, small winner there. We fall down. Now we're catching the 200. We've closed the gap. We're not seeing continuation through. I'm seeing this 21 on the 2 minute is starting to belly up. We're coming into this narrow state, thinking at this narrow state, we might get a nice rubber band snap, like almost think of it like someone stretching that band back and it comes in and then this MA is going to snap across that 200 and send it up. So I get in long again right here on this bar and we get it to come up through. We come through the narrow state and we get right back to this same area. All right, we had this one wick up here. It kind of fooled me a little bit, to be honest with you. I was expecting this to work its way out and keep coming up. I saw some closes up here. So we had all these wicks pushing down, pushing down. But then we get into it and we close, pull back on the 21, pop back up. We close again up here. And I'm thinking that we should see a little hesitation and go and try to come out and take out this high, and we didn't get that. Ended up getting stopped out again for a very small gain, unfortunately for me on this trade right here. This bar snaps back through that 21 and takes me out. So another very small gainer for me to start my morning, and real choppy in here. These are the days where, to be honest with you, the 1 minute chart could drive you nuts. Like if you focus so much on your 1 minute chart and you lose sight of the bigger picture of things, this can be an absolute painful experience. So when you see this choppy action where it's not respecting the moving average, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, you need to take a step back usually. Maybe go to your 15, your 5, right? You're looking for 15.5, maybe your 2 minute for entries until things start to move out again and we start to see a little bit of expansion. So I mostly sat on hands through here. Took a couple of these, minor trades, break even, barely profitable, and it felt like my morning was kind of pointless. Didn't manage very well. I mean, I could have taken 519 up to 520. There's $1 in there. I just got a little greedy, didn't manage it very well. So that's on me. The chart provided it, gave us an opportunity. I didn't execute too well on it. We're just having so much resistance in here. It feels like it's either going to pop and drop, or it's going to have to drop to come up. And so what did we finally get? We got a little bit of a head faker here. Got another close, got up higher, dropped down, came up, see this wick down here, and then boom, bar takes out this area. But we've had a lot of bounces out of here already, right? We bounced, we bounced, we bounced. So I didn't take this put either, even though we see this really fizzling out here. I'm not totally sold that this isn't just going to bounce right in this area again and go straight back up. So I actually sat on hands. I let that one go, even though we have a nice little, right? Turned out to be a really nice trade. But I didn't take that one initially. I waited. And when I saw on my 2 minute, when we got down here, this bar pushes clear down and we close. We took out this guy and this guy, and we started to snap back. And we come up under here. And so I took this short right here. So it was late, but it was very late. I gave up all this move, right? All this move for whoever's in at the right optimal time. But this to me just didn't feel as high probability based on what I had been seeing. Just looking purely at my 1 minute chart, beautiful, right? Beautiful trade. But what I'm seeing here is all those bounces. So I waited for that one. And knowing when I wait, I know I'm getting only the last leg here. So this is the absolute last chance. We broke character here, and we're going to, we come up. I'm watching to see if this just swept lows and snaps straight back through. It doesn't. It hesitates here. So I take this trade and I get this nice last sweep out right here. Boom. Straight in. So I go from 518.70 down to 517.20, $1.50. Boom. One easy trade, just a few minutes. Cashed out this one right before the bar closed. I'll show you what I was looking at and why I got out of this. One, because I knew if you're in this trade late, you can't expect that you're going to get like multi-leg. Like this has been consolidating. We're probably not going to rip out of here. We're probably going to have a retrace or an expansion back to the upside. We don't usually go from contraction into just immediate ripping one way or the other. So I see when the angle of the trade gets steep, we know that that leg is coming to a close. And look at where we're dropping over here on our 5 minute chart. Where did we bounce hard last time? Right here. We're diving into this. So this bar opens. If this isn't immediately following through, if it starts to give anything back whatsoever, so it drops, starts to come back up, I am out. I am out right there, basically where it opened. Okay. Looked like a potential for a V snap coming back because oftentimes when we get this look, this acceleration, we're going to get a good snap back. But I just got out of a trade, so I did not flip and get back in. But look what we get. So I want you to think about this. What it just happened here. This bears tried to shove this down. And they ran out of steam just before they got to the low. This is a big 5 minute bar, right? That's a big 5 minute bar for what we've had so far. And immediately it gets taken back out. Just immediately, right? This is like the SWAT team just blasted down the door. And on the other side, John Wick's sitting there waiting for him and takes out 20 guys and just boom, 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 boom. We're back up. So this might as well have not happened, right? Where's our real area of support then? Right here. So we chop around in here a little bit longer. And if you caught this V snap, you're sitting in here nice and comfortable, maybe took a profit in here somewhere. But I saw this opportunity. We just sat in here. I ended up getting long right here on this bar. Didn't go through. Added on right here. And then we got the narrow state expansion up. So we get a nice 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, no follow through. Sayonara, see you later. I'm done. Okay. Now, if we look over here on our 2 minute chart, again, this 1 minute, a little choppy, doesn't feel smooth. If you look at your 5 and 2, pretty nice. It's pretty smooth. Full of good opportunities in here, right? What are we making? Right? We go up, we pull back, high or low. We go up, we pull back, high or low. We go up, we pull back, high or low. Right? Structure is holding as we're getting into this same area. So are we going to get a hard fail through here? We don't. It just keeps churning along. So multiple opportunities to get in here. If you're playing it off of the 5 and the 2 minute chart, we could get long here. We could get long here. We can get long here. It comes all the way up, finally gets into our zone from yesterday. And that's where I'm out here. Or you might take this one last setup of the day. I think Tom dropped one in the community for us to look at. I think he took this trade. That one looked pretty nice. So we see it coming in, pull back, and then right there, those last few minutes, boom, in, acceleration, out, right back into that area. So not a ton of action today, pretty slow, pretty choppy for most of the day. Remember, if we get into these range bound days where we have a hard time getting out of the ranges, we're not breaking out and moving in trend or in direction. You just have to take the quick moves. You have to be a little more patient. Don't don't hold out for multi-dollar leg runs. You got to take the profit
Connection
when
lost.
it comes. And you really need to move to the higher time frame, in my opinion, and not get too caught up in the 1 minute chart. 1 minute chart will absolutely drive you nuts on these days. I mean, look at how we got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. There's an hour of consolidation right there. There's another 10, 20, 35 minutes consolidation there. We've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, an hour and 20 minutes of barely moving. So these types of situations, you really have to be patient. Make sure you're playing the areas of support or the areas of resistance if we're trending down. But I'm looking at this 21 moving up. So overall, nice trading day. Fairly straightforward price action. It just moved really slow. And so if you're moving slow, it can get in your head, start making you second guess things. You got to stay true, focus on the higher time frames, stay out of the chop as much as possible. So you're playing the ranges, making sure you're getting in at those optimal levels. You can't get sloppy on choppy days like this. If you're getting in middle of the range, it's going to rip your face off. So you got to really be patient, make sure you time those entries as well as possible. All right, folks, hope that was helpful. Um, as always, if this was something of value to you, go ahead, drop in there, give me a comment, let me know what you learned or what you would like to hear more about in the future so I can work that into a video. Hit that like button, subscribe, and until next time, everyone, happy trading.